Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Miss King's World, and today I'm going to be showing you what is on my iPhone as well as some super cute phone cases, but that is going to be in the part 2 of this video because I didn't want to make it too long. So if you are interested in what's on my phone, you're going to stay right here. If you just want to see my phone cases, you're going to click to the next video that will be linked up above. But yeah, let's get into this video. So I just got a new phone and I'm super excited about it, and I've set up my phone and it looks super cute. It's super minimalistic, which I love, because if you've seen my last video, which I will link up above somewhere as well, my last phone was just so cluttered and I feel like my life was just cluttered. So this was like the last piece of just decluttering and simplifying my life, which I love. Let me show you what's on my phone. So I tried to keep my background super simple, super simplistic, that way it could just go on through, and I tried to keep the gold theme as well. Starting with the notifications page, I guess, I have the weather app. Obviously I live in London, the weather is very up and down, so I love having the weather app. That's just super accessible. I mostly ask Siri, but it's good to just see this as well. Then right underneath I have my Spotify and what I'm listening to. Then under that I do have my battery, as well as my AirPods are connected so you could see what your battery life is at, which is pretty useful. Beside that, I do have a converter just because I am from Canada and I do pay my Canadian bills, so I like to see what I'm converting, what I'm sending over, and stuff like that. Then underneath I have stocks just to see what's going on in the world, as well as a little map. So right now I am in Hackney, that's where I live, so if anyone's in this area that's watching this video, hit me up. And then I have top stories underneath, which is pretty useful just to know what's going on in the world. So starting from my first page, this is usually what you see when you open up my phone. I got this app called the Motivation app, which I really love because I've set it to show me quotes throughout the day, and I think I set it to about 10 times, so this does change, which I really love, because sometimes you just open it and it gives you that little bit of motivation that you need. It pops up as well and gives you kind of a preview of the quote. And this is kind of like my homepage. This is the stuff that I mainly use, what I go to the most. So first we're gonna start off with socials. So of course I have Instagram, and while we're here I might as well just give myself a quick little shout out for you guys to follow me on my Instagram, so you'll definitely see that. And yeah, just follow me. I'm gonna get back into social media a little bit more now that I have some more time and like I have more of a schedule in life. So yeah, that is that. I also have Pinterest as well that I love looking at for just inspiration and stuff like that. TikTok. I barely use TikTok. I really need to get back into it. I was heavily on it 2 summers ago and then I kind of just fell off. So I need to get back on TikTok and you will see me there. So I will also link everything down below as well as on this side. I have Twitter, which I barely use, but I use it sometimes to just see what's going on with trends, and also I need it for work. I have Snapchat that I actually do not use at all. Maybe I just open it for just to see my memories, as well as maybe use a filter. That's pretty much about it, which is so strange because Snapchat used to be the thing and now it's just dead. I have Tumblr as well, which seems very strange, but it's actually not. I feel like Tumblr is like the alternative Pinterest in a sense. So sometimes you can find some really cool photos or inspo from there, especially for photos. I have YouTube, of course, and I have Visco as well, which I rarely use, but sometimes I will once in a while post a picture on there. Moving on, I have Tools, which is again another useful folder that I'm always in. The first thing is YouTube Studio and YouTube Tracker at the top. Use those constantly to just check my analytics for YouTube. If you are also on YouTube, I highly recommend you download these apps just to kind of track your progress. And I like YouTube Tracker just because it specifically it tracks your progress and tells you how far you are from your goal, which is really nice. I have Preview, which is what I use to plan out all my Instagram content. I have IG Followers, which I rarely use, but sometimes I'll go on binges where I'll just unfollow a bunch of people that aren't following me back, or I just feel like they don't really fit my aesthetic, so I'll just get rid of them. Camera, of course. I also have my photos that I use quite a bit, and then notes because I do take quite a bit of notes, and I try to keep my notes as organized as possible as well. Then moving on to my comms folder is pretty much all my communications. I have my FaceTime, my contacts, my WhatsApp. So I do have Bumble as well, which I don't really use. I have Bumble Best Friend, which is kind of useful just for finding other people in your city that you could potentially link up with and be cool with and like find friends versus using it as a dating app. And then I have Hinge, of course, because I need to be on a dating app, even though I don't need to be, but I just feel like it's so hard right now meeting people, especially because, yeah, it's just hard meeting people. So it's easy just having a dating app, but I haven't actually met anyone that I think is like cool enough. And then I have Magic Jack, which is pretty useful if you live in another country and you want to make calls back home. So if I wanted to call my bank, for example, back home in Canada, it'd be kind of difficult to, and I'd run up my minutes. So I do have Magic Jack, which then allows me to have a Canadian number and call places in Canada using Wi-Fi, which is pretty useful. And then I have work stuff, which is pretty self-explanatory. Gmail, Hotmail. I have Teams on my phone, which is pretty useful sometimes. Booking a desk. I have Shopify, LinkedIn, stuff like that. And then moving on, this is the next page. It's pretty much my only other page, and I try to be super organized. I have the calendar in the middle, so you can always see what date it is. I have the Pinterest widget at the top, so this also changes. And I have it set to a specific board, which is really nice. And I have another widget smith, which is the moon, and I track the moon all the time. That's something that I do. I'm really into manifestation and just meditating and stuff, so that's an app that I use to track the moon. So at the top I have my finance, which is my bank stuff. So I have two banks, Monzo, HSBC. So I have this app called Wise, which is amazing to use. It is so useful. It's literally like you're buying something if you want to send money back home. So for me, I put in my card information as if I'm making a purchase, but the purchase is actually me sending money to my old bank account in Canada. Useful. And then I have the currency exchange, which you've seen on the notifications page, calculator, PayPal, wallet, all that jazz. Moving on, I have my navigation, my Google Maps, my Lyft, my Bolt. My Oyster card is on here, as well as City Mapper. Apparently it's just the best app to use in London. I haven't used it. I'm such a Google fiend that I haven't used it, but that is that. Moving down, I have a specific folder for Adobe because I do pay for Adobe. So I have the Premiere Rush, I have Lightroom, I also have the Camera and Express. I don't use any of these. I use Lightroom and Rush. That's it. And then obviously I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos and InDesign to do my beautiful cover pages that you see. Then I have edits. So these are the apps that I use to edit my pictures. I have Retouch, very useful app. Just it gets rid of anything that you don't want. I have Snapseed, which is also very useful. Shutter is an app that connects to my camera, so I can click on my phone and see myself and then take pictures, which is so useful. Facetune 2, chef's kiss. I was using Facetune 1 up until a month ago. What was I doing? A mess. I have Splice that I barely use, and then Magic Eraser, which is also super useful as well. Again, if you want me to go into these apps in more detail, just leave a comment down below, DM me, whatever, and I will do an additional video. Then I have my lifestyle folder. Co-star, of course, because you know I'm a little astrology baby and I want to know what's going on. I want to know horoscopes. I want to know all of that. Tell me about myself. I love it. Then I have Art Rabbit, which is really useful. A friend actually told me about this app. You can pretty much see exhibits and stuff in your area, and it's really nice. I've already gone to 2 exhibits that were for free, and I would not have known. If you're not in that community, you're not in that world, you wouldn't know about it. So this is a really useful app, and sometimes some of these exhibits are free as well. Then I have Shazam, of course, My EE, which is my service provider, Flow. If you're a female and you don't have a app to track your period, I just don't know what you're doing in life, okay? You need this app. Widget Smith, this is what I use to edit I guess, my screen. Grabbed is really useful as well. It's an app that tells you about different things in your area, food places, Instagram places, just really cool things. So yeah, I love that. The NHS app is very useful in terms of just tracking your medical stuff, and Vitality is a new app that I haven't even been able to log on with. I have it through work. And then the rest of the stuff is just utilities, so just settings and the app store and the weather app and the clock and like all these things I don't necessarily use. Shopping, the name is in the title. This is where I track my Amazon, my Vinted, which is like Poshmark, Depop. I have Hermes, my delivery places, DPD, Royal Mail, so you could track your packages, Uber Eats and Deliveroo. I don't even want to talk about it. Then I have, yeah, lastly, my last folder again is just more utility stuff, but I just want to even it out. I don't want it looking uneven, so it has just random stuff in it that I don't use. So yeah, that's essentially my video. Part 2 again will be, it will pop up on the screen soon, and that will be my phone cases. If you guys did like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram as well. I know you've seen my Instagram, okay? It's very cute. Just follow me. And yeah, like if you want a video with more details about certain things, just let me know. I'll be so happy to make a video for you guys, and I hope you guys are staying blessed, and I hope you guys are well, and I will see you for my next video. Bye guys.